Hello fellow crafters! I'm coming to you today because this is episode 33 of FlossTube. To mark the conspiracy episode, I planned a video out that is a carnival ride of editing. So I hope you enjoy as I peel back another Shrek layer to my onion and show you another side of the craziness that is me and what I am capable of. So to celebrate episode 33, I decided to do a conspiracy theory special where I talk about all things cross-stitch related in the conspiracy theory world. I'm going to give you a couple different facts in this episode that I'm sure you've never heard before. The earliest primitive cross-stitch discovered is suspected to have been created from floss woven from Bigfoot fur. That is a hairy situation. So, last FlossTube 32, I talked about how I don't watch a lot of other floss tubers, and I kind of felt guilty about saying that or admitting to that, but it's true, and I don't really know why. And I thought I'd this week watch some FlossTube videos, and maybe get to the bottom of the mystery of why I just don't watch them very often, and I think I figured it out. So I love my floss tubers. There's nothing wrong with anything that anyone is doing, but I think I know why it doesn't work for me, and I can show that via demonstration.
Hello fellow floss tubers, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the 35 whips that I was able to work on this month. I've only able to do about 35,000 stitches, so I wasn't able to make all the goals I had intended for myself.
So basically, all that soft-spoken presentation, it puts me to sleep. It's very laid back, calm, chillax kind of sit and stitch situations that these floss tubers do. And I know it probably works for a lot of people, but I have a lot more energy than that, and I just fall asleep. It's now believed that J. Edgar Hoover transmitted coded messages during the Cold War via cross-stitch patterns. I can't read those things, can you? So lately I've been kind of desperate to find something new and interesting to watch. And, I watched a lot of horror Let's Plays, video games. But I've kind of watched everything. I have the three people I watch: CJU Games, John Wolf, and Manly Badass Hero. They're my favorite horror Let's Players. And I watch every new video that comes out as it's released. And I'm running out of content. So I'm trying to find something new to take place of these three people. I need more content. So, in the floss tubing, it just isn't working for me. So there's some that I can sit through, but I just need to find something new and exciting. So I was searching for vloggers, just some sort of content creator, just where people are just talking. Like, I don't need crazy pranks. I don't need craft corner stuff. I don't need stuff that I'm looking at the TV. Like, I need to have things that I'm not looking at the TV very often. I know a lot of you do audiobooks, and I do that sometimes when I'm in the mood, but often I just want to hear someone talk about themselves. So somehow I came across Nikocado Avocado. And this is someone I heard of before, but from what I know of him and what I've seen of him, it was always indirectly on other people's channels, and he's a bit over the top. I am getting so fat, and it's all water weight, and I don't know why. Look how fat I am. It's your fault. So at first, I didn't think that I would like him because he comes across as a little obnoxious. But when I actually decided to watch one of his videos, and honestly, I don't watch it for his eating, and I know all of his content is about him eating excessive amounts of cheese and various other food items. But he's not like the other mukbangers in that he likes to hear himself talk. And I like to listen to him. I like to hear what he has to say. So I found myself compelled by just watching him talk. He's so animated and entertaining. He's entertaining. His level of entertainment certainly keeps me awake. I just can't stop watching for whatever reason. So, yeah, I've been spending a lot of my cross-stitch time entertaining myself with him.
It is reported that the Dalai Lama only obtained spiritual enlightenment after he completed his first heaven and earth design. Now you too can obtain inner peace.
So leading up to my great reveal in October, where I tell you all the things that I'm going to be starting in December for next year, I wanted to talk about some of the things I thought about starting but didn't start. I went over some of the ideas I had for a long dog sampler last week, and this week I wanted to talk a little bit about other samplers I had in mind. So these are ideas that I decided not to go with, but they might be something that inspires you and your future projects. And I always think it's great to just kind of window shop other people's patterns. So I wanted to give you my list of the best samplers that I like but didn't choose to stitch on for next year. The notes this week are being taken on Rebecca Terborg illustration, Terborg. The notepad is this lovely lady eating her ramen with her plants. So I have my notes here. So anyway, the first sampler is the hardest one to pronounce. I'm going to butcher this, but it's N. Hollandshay Shone Ano, I think. It's from 123 Cross Stitch. And every time I look at these, I think, am I making the right choice to not stitch these? But there's always 2023, am I right? In the meantime, I really like this piece. I love all the colors on it. You know, I'm a big color fiend. It just wasn't one that made the cut. I had such a small amount of things I can start, and this one didn't make it. So anyway, I don't really have a better excuse for that than that. I have a better excuse for the next one, which is a family patchwork sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. I know that ever since he started a YouTube channel, he's kind of been the rave, and I wanted to stitch some of his work because I think he's a fascinating individual, but I like the pattern, but this one's it's monochromatic, and I thought about adding color like I did with the peacock sampler from Linen and Threads, but I just didn't know if it would look right. I think it looks best being monochromatic because it's such a busy piece stitch-wise. I think adding a bunch of color would just take away from the talent of the pattern. So I'm not going to be doing that one this year. Another one that I declined to do this year, but I would really like to do is the Unicorn Tapestry by Tiny Modernist. I've been looking at this one for a while. Actually, someone else in our Facebook group for No New Starts 2021 is doing this one. And so I've been kind of following along her progress and admiring this piece from afar. Maybe one day it will be mine, but not today. And the last one I wanted to talk about is Monticello stitching, Monticello stitches, Ocean Doxology. She has a lot of great samplers, especially her water samplers. I was really on the fence. This was one of the last ones I had to let go of, but I really like it, and I wanted to share it with you because I think it's the bee's knees. So those are the list of samplers that I will not be stitching on in 2022.
Some believe if you read a pattern upside down and backwards, it contains a secret pattern made by extraterrestrials. Maybe it'll show us how to get into Area 51.
Now on to my stitching progress. With everything going on my video, I had not forgotten my stitching progress. So the first one I want to talk about is one I actually haven't stitched on this year. It is a project that I've been wanting to work on. I just have too many other things. And I was determined to do some stitching at least at some point. So I was making good progress this month, and I thought this would be a good month to dust it off. And that is my Don't Starve Together project, which I haven't really shown on the channel since the beginning of the year. This is a game that it's my favorite video game. I've been playing it recently a lot with my daughter. We sometimes dust it off and start a new campaign and see how far we can get together. It's a great two-player game. You can play with multiple, up to 6 people online, but we usually just play with the 2 of us. And it's a good strategy game. So in any case, I have been working on this for a little while. The main thing I wanted to do this year is to finish the lettering, the Don't Starve Together across the top. So I know I have a picture, an old picture of where it was before. I had not done any progress since this picture was taken, which was in December. But I put 727 stitches into, no, 737 stitches into my work. It's currently at 20,189 stitches total and 28.6%. So here we are. I finished Don't, and I did a lot of work on Starve and, together. So I basically started a color and just worked it across the whole thing. And as each color got introduced, I just completed it through the whole word section here. So I want to get this whole area done this year, which is not a very ambitious thing, but it is when I have barely been working on it. So I do want to get back into this next month if possible. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm finishing things. So maybe when things start to drop off, I can grab this and work on it a little bit more. But anyway, that is one of the things I worked on. Another thing I touched on was the creation of Adam. I'm doing 21,000 stitches in the year 2021, a part of the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group for this project. So I did another 1,750 stitches for the month, which keeps me on track to get the 21,000 stitches done by the end of the year. So I did 1,750 this. I actually did 1,752 stitches. I am currently at 16,434 stitches completed, 9.8%. That is depressing. This is my largest project. I'm trying to get a page done but then at the same time I get distracted and just start going off on a tangent. So I'm my own worst enemy with page completion on this project. But here we are. I have a before picture, and I'll do the after right beside it. You almost have to do a before and after to see that I've actually worked on this. Let me put this back a little bit. There. So the shadow isn't covering it. But, yeah, so this is Adam right here. I kind of want to do some of this, finish this, because I want to see how detailed it's going to turn out to be on this size of canvas. So, I'm not really seeing it right now. I'm sure as I stitch more, it'll start to come together and make sense, but yeah. So that is that. And the last thing I worked on was Hello Pumpkin. I have a before picture of that one too, but I did 1,105 stitches this month. I had intended on doing 500, and I did that in a day and realized that I could probably get the whole tree done without the trunk. So I did all the leaves of the tree and finished that whole upper section. So now all I have left to do is the tree trunk and the base with the pumpkin and everything on the base. So I might get it done in time to put it up for the tail end of fall, which would be pretty cool. But it's at about 55% completed. And I don't know what the total stitch count is because the PDF doesn't transfer well over to Pattern Keeper, so I have to do it manually, and it's counting all the blank spaces as spaces, so I can't really tell you what the total stitch count is. I'm kind of guessing at the 55%. But anyway, this is where we're at. I'm going to just take the top off so I can kind of stretch this out and show you the whole thing. There. That looks pretty cool from a distance. Up close, it looks like, well, there's some spots. I'm going to have to get it cleaned up for sure. But so there's a little bit of branches. There's a little bit of branches that extend in here, and then the branches come down, and then down here is the base. But all the tree leaves are done, so that really came together nicely. This is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's their unique pattern. It was a part of a stitch along that I did not partake in, but I am reaping the benefits of after the fact. So that's all I did this week. It's been a fun week.
During the JFK murder, FlossTubers were seen stitching on the grassy knoll and may have ties to the assassination. I knew it was FlossTubers all along. I mean, other FlossTubers, not me.
So that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for hanging out with me and enjoying my crazy wild side. And thanks for putting up with this guy, as we all do. As always, I appreciate all of your comments, your feedback. I appreciate your continually returning to my page and sharing this experience with me. So keep watching. Every week is just another adventure. And I will see you in the next video.